Good morning. Just a real quick little snippet here this morning. I want to share with you guys something I just realized about my favorite hat. I know I'm always talking about this hat, but man, and this orange, it's like a whole other level for this hat. It has so many capabilities. You know, you guys know it's got the face mask inside that you can pull down over your mouth and your nose, and it covers your neck and your cheeks a little bit. It's super nice when it's freezing out. Right now it's kind of coldish, so I got the ear flaps down, but you can also put these up like that. Check out my link in the description, or I'll pin it in the comment too. You can click on that. That helps us out, even if you don't buy the hat. But I suggest you buy this hat if you're going to be in any kind of cold weather. This thing is awesome. I used to backpack with this hat, not the orange one, but I have a blue one and a gray one. But one of our subscribers sent this orange one, and I freaking love the color. I'm digging this color so much. So let me show you the next level of this hat. You can see I got the sun in my eyes right now, and that's the one thing this doesn't have is a visor. I guess you can kind of do that. Actually, that's not bad. But check this out. Look at that. So you can see what it looks like from the side. I had no idea. I've never done that before, but it's freaking awesome. So now you can see the sun's out of my eyes, and I'm still able to sit directly facing the sun, which I like to do in the morning. These are the kind of things you appreciate when you're out here by yourself amongst the elements. So I learned a lesson right now. I was out here on the bike doing some crazy dirt biking. I had to walk it up at one point because it was so steep, and the battery's getting a little bit low, so it doesn't have quite as much power. This thing is freaking awesome. I'm just getting deep, so I'm just taking this road. I'm like, oh, let's see where this one goes. Different than when you're hiking, like you're really thinking about, okay, I got to kind of aim back to camp. Here, it's like I can just keep going and going and going. Then if the battery dies, I can still pedal this thing. And I've tried it without the battery. It's not too bad, especially if it's flat enough. It's really easy. So let me tell you about this lesson that I just learned. I'm riding these trails out here, and I was getting hot because I was pushing the bike. I was literally off the bike pushing it up the hill. And this has a little button that you can press that puts it in like a really low gear, so it'll kind of walk with you as you push it a little bit. So it's not too hard to push up the hill. But I was sweating. I had my hat on under this. And so I unzipped my jacket, took my gloves off, took my buff off from around my neck, because now I'm basically hiking with the bike. Whereas when you're riding with this thing, you're going fast. You're getting a breeze, and you're not pedaling that hard, so it's not that big of a deal. So I took off my hat. I was wearing my hat, my bright orange hat. And then I come across 3 hunters with their guns out. They had like 22 rifles. They're probably shooting grouse. But I mean, I guess I'm sort of visible because I had my helmet on and stuff like that, but that's why I've been wearing this thing. Under this helmet, it still sticks out. You can still see it pretty good. You know, the helmet does cover up a little bit, but with the ear flaps down, it comes around my head. You can see it in the back of my head all the way around. So it makes me really visible. And of course, they all have their orange hats or vests on. So I'm just thinking like, and they were kind of acting a little weird when I came by them, you know? Maybe they're probably upset because I probably scared off whatever they were hunting, but they could have been aiming in my direction, and they're like, holy crap. So I learned, like, yeah, I really need to be wearing this when I'm just riding around doing my thing. And you know, when I'm hiking, it's probably the same situation. I don't know, but it's just funny because I've been wearing this thing religiously out here because I know there's hunters out here. And so the one time I'm like, I'm too hot to wear this. I take it off, and then boom, right away I run into 3 hunters. And then I'm continuing on this road, and I can see there's more hunters right over this peak. That's why I'm kneeling down right now, because I don't have this on yet. So I can, if they shoot this way, I'm okay. So with this thing on, at least, you know, I mean, it's so visible, right? So visible. But I have to have the helmet on too for my safety when I'm on the bike. Kind of give you a shot of how this looks when I wear both. And one thing I could do is I could get a bright helmet. So I'm kind of thinking about that. Maybe just a bright yellow helmet or a bright orange helmet. Then when I wear the hat, I got to readjust the strap, because or else it's too tight around my chin. But you can see that I'm very visible. I'll give you a shot around back here. So just a little tip. See Dodger down there. This is the best way to hike with both my dogs. We're still doing it. It's not often that I take Dodger out for a decent hike, but we're gonna hike about a mile today. I'm not gonna make him come up here, it's a little too steep. Check out this pine cone. I've actually never seen a pine cone with mushrooms growing out of it. Never seen that. Okay, come on, Echo. Wait. Okay, going down. Hiking down here where I've never been before. I feel like I'm looking for bears and bodies. Definitely, this is a path untraveled lately with these trees down like this. Been watching too much Stranger Things lately. I feel like we're in the upside down here. Looks like someone's crossed this way. Echo, come on. He's eating grass. Okay, let's hike. Let's hike. I'm right behind you. I got you. I got you. Good boy. A lot of hoof prints here. So I keep Echo on the lead, you know, at least part of the way, but sometimes I do have to unhook him to get through trees and branches and stuff. Echo, wait, here. Good boy, okay. So if you guys have been watching our Patreon page, you'll know exactly why we're still in this location, camped here. And I'm trying to head south, get into drier, sunnier, warmer weather. But Dodger back there has a medicine that he needs, which is basically for arthritis and his injured knee. And it's just doggy ibuprofen, and he's pretty much out of it. So I've been rationing his medicine, so he's been a little bit slower for the last couple days because of that. And it's just a matter of communicating with the vet and the pharmacy that sends the medicine, and then having a place to get it delivered, you know, when you're traveling. So if you've been watching our Patreon, then you'll see then you already know that story. I haven't been on this trail before. I think it actually will sort of connect to our camp. So that's kind of cool. But one thing is my shoes. It's not raining right now, but you can see how my shoes are getting wet at the toe. And that's just because the grass here is soaked from the rain last night. And since I've become a nomad, I switched types of shoes that I wear. It's the same brand and same model. I'll put a link to it so you guys check that out on Amazon. Use our link, and even if you don't buy the shoe, just clicking on the link, that helps out the channel. So we appreciate your support. But these shoes I do really like. You'll see actually a lot of nomads and hikers wear this shoe. It's a Merrell shoe. So I'm using the same model of shoe, but it's the non-Gore-Tex version. And basically that's because when we're up here in the Northwest, that's where you're going to run into like puddles that you have to walk through. There's a puddle I just had to get through, and I had to kind of hop around it. But normally, if you have the Gore-Tex in your shoes, in these shoes, they're really waterproof. And, you know, they're still low top, so you have to tread lightly, you know, into really shallow stuff. But you can get a high top version, and then you can kind of wade through small puddles, and it doesn't matter. But then when you're in the Southwest where it's warmer, then your feet get hotter and a little bit sweatier because of that waterproof membrane that's in there. So that's why I switched to the non-waterproof ones, just because they're more breathable. So they keep my feet cooler when I'm out hiking in the desert. I could have two versions of them, but you know, they're not super cheap. But I've been getting these on Amazon, and if you watch some of my past videos, I have a trick to getting, well, it's not really a trick, but what you do is getting them really cheap, because they're about, I think they're like $100, but I got like these ones I'm wearing right now, I got them for $50 because you pick the color. You don't worry about the color, because at least if you're an outdoors person, they're going to get dirty. They're going to get torn up, and basically the color is going to fade on them. So even if you get a really ugly color, it doesn't matter because they're going to get dirty. Plus, if you're full-time nomads like us, where you're outdoors all the time, it's like we don't run into that many people other than other nomads, basically. Okay, Dodger's keeping up. He's just coming over that little hill right there. There he is. Just trying to keep his legs warmed up, his joints and muscles. All right, continuing on. So I'm not sure if I made that clear about the shoes. What you do is you get on Amazon and look at all the different colors that they have. And this particular model, they must have 20 different colors. And some of them are really gaudy and really outrageous, which some of you might like. But they're priced differently based on the color, because it's kind of priced like how popular that color is. And so you might find a color on there, like I did with these, and these ones are fine. You know, they're just kind of gray colored. And the pricing could be, you could get half off just based on the color. And that's because there's so many different colors of this model. You know, you get other hiking shoes, they might only have 2 different colors. So you're not going to find like a variance in the price like these shoes. And these are really high quality shoes too. These ones have lasted me almost 2 years now. And you can see the tread is still pretty good on them. But I would like to replace them here pretty soon. They got a little tear here. That's not a big deal. The shoelaces is what goes bad on them. They go bad in about a year. You can see how they get torn up, and like the shoelace kind of gets stripped off, if that makes sense. But otherwise, I mean, there's no tears or rips or anything in these. There's Dodger. He got ahead of us while I was showing you guys my shoes. Okay, let's hike. Let's hike. Okay, we got another obstacle here. Now, back in the day, Dodger could jump over these logs. Of course, this one he doesn't need to. He'll just go right under. But what happens now, okay, I gotta crawl under this, is sometimes we'll get to logs and I have to lift him over the logs. That's why I like to stay on trails that are pretty clear, so I don't have to pick them up too much. Okay, Dodger, which way should we go? We can take the normal trail, or we can take this deer trail. I think we want to take this deer trail up here. I'm pretty sure this is the way all the elk come up towards our campsite. Now this is a little bit sketchy for Dodger, so I should probably be behind him. So what I do is I just hold both of my hands. You know, right now I gotta hold the camera, but this part's a little bit easier. I just kind of hold him at his waist to support his back legs. Okay, let's go. It's a little tangly. This is not the best path, but it's gonna clear up here. There you go, Dodge. There we go. And going through that now, my shoes are basically soaked. It's starting to get through to my socks. Good boy. Good boy. I got you. It's steep. Good boy. There you go. And our camp is just out here somewhere. I got hot going up there. I can't imagine for this guy, like that's a workout for him. I'm so lucky that he can still do that. There's our camp right there. Dodger over here. Jesus. Oh my God. You've never done that before, bumped the camera. And these guys know after a long hike, I always give them a good treat from you guys. These are from Alicia. Echo, over here. Echo, over here. Good. Alicia says, Dodger's soft teeth could use these. Yeah, and actually, these are actually they're totally empty now. But these are perfect for Dodger. Of course, Echo loves them. But I still give Echo rawhides, and you guys send rawhides, and I give those to Echo. Dodger can't chew the rawhides anymore. So something like this beef jerky is perfect for Dodger. So thanks, Alicia, for sending that to us. That's really nice. One of Dodger's favorite treats is these sweet potatoes. And all this is just dried sweet potatoes. These are from Jeremy Hall, and these are empty. There's 4 pieces left. I'm gonna give them all to the dogs right now. These are very chewy. So what I do is I hold them for Dodger, and then he takes a piece off and he chews that up. Echo, over here. There you go. Sit. Echo, sit. He bit my finger. Good boy. So thanks, Jeremy. These are awesome. I'll put a link to these down in the description, and I'll pin it in the comment, because they're really good. They're good for the dogs. Good boys. And now you should get some water. Water.